Hello there, and this is a cartoon discussion video on my least favorite cartoons, or at least for cartoons in general. I mean, this could be like a combination of my least favorite cartoons, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna say at least a few good things about the cartoons that I dislike as well. So this is not gonna be a complete rant fest. And let's start. And the first cartoon I'm going to talk about is Totoma All Stars, which was, I believe, the sixth iteration of Totoma Island that came out about in 2013, 2014, I guess. And this is at the point where I was sick of Totoma Island, honestly. They keep reiterating, recopying the same show over and over again. Yeah. I mean, I guess because of what came before it. I mean, I did like Totoma Revenge of the Island because it did something new with the formula a little bit, with the mutants and stuff. But even during those times, I was sick of Totoma Island. Because at least with Totoma Revenge of the Island, they introduced new characters, at least. It was a new cast of characters, so like recapping the same old characters all over again. But in here, they brought back every single character, mostly from the Revenge Island cast. And this is when the drama in Totoma Island came off as forced. Yeah, the conflicts became forced in the show. Because this is when Duncan was at his absolute worst. Him cheating on Courtney with Gwen and stuff. Yeah. I mean, at least with Gwen, she already broke up with Trent, so it was okay with her. But the fact that Gwen was cheating on Courtney with Gwen is just awful. Just the delinquent archetype in general has not aged well, especially since the delinquents in general was this was the people I had the most issues with in high school. No one likes delinquents in general, absolutely no one. Yeah, I know like nerds like to complain about jocks in general, but at least with the school I went to, we kind of had good grades to participate in sports, so the jocks will intentionally befriend the nerds to help defend against the very delinquents in general. I guarantee you that if it was someone like Duncan was an actual survivor, he'd be the first one voided off, honestly, because no one likes these kind of people. Yeah. So that's been Totoma All Stars. And I think after this, it became Totoma with Ridiculous Race, and then it became Totoma Rama, which was actually worse than this one. But I kind of already talked about Totoma Rama in the cartoon discussion, the Mitchell era video. So, and plus I haven't really watched much of Totoma Rama at all, so that's also be the case. Secret Bond for awesome. Yeah, this was at a time where Cartoon Network was experimenting with a lot of shows. I mean, I guess that was the good thing about that era, because we got Retro Time and regular show and Gumball and stuff, along with Steven Universe. But they're experimenting too much, honestly, which is not a bad thing. It's just that we got shows like this. Yeah, Secret Bond for awesome. A show that tried way too hard to be experimental. Yeah. Especially since the monster designs were hideous, honestly. Especially in the monster man complete butt cheeks. I was like, what? Every time he talks, he lets out a fart too. It's nasty. Yeah. There's not a single pleasant character design in this show. Especially since I prioritize character designs in my cartoons in general. Since I'm an artist too. Because I have a cartoons channel where I do mostly art and drawing videos and animations in general. I try to prioritize character designs in general, but this was just intentionally ugly, which I don't vote well with. I haven't really watched much of this show because I think Cartoon Network knew that this show was awful, so they aired as little as possible. Yeah, I guess the monster designs probably would have worked better if it was like more traditional monsters in general. Going on adventures, kind of like, because another cartoon at the time kind of did the same exact thing. I think it was a Cartoon Pilot. Yeah, the cartoon pilot was called Paranormal Roommates, which was the Bigfoot and the Loch Ness monster pretty much hanging out and being lazy together, kind of like Mordecai and Rigby, but it's like monsters in general. That show probably would have worked, but not this one. Yeah, I probably would have went well with that. I probably would have liked that show more than this. At least preferred it over this show. Problem Solvers, which you believe is uglier than Secret Mon for Awesome, believe it or not. Yeah. And this show was just ugly. Because at least with Secret Mon for Awesome, it was like intentionally ugly or repulsive. Because it was trying to experiment with and stuff. But with this show, I'm not sure what they were trying to do. I guess because this show was originally supposed to go on Adult Swim and watch on the Cartoon Network, because not even Adult Swim liked it. And this is Adult Swim we're talking about here. They're not like anything. And they even they wanted Problem Solvers. That's how horrible it was. And the thing is that made me dislike Problem Solvers, because I think this was the first cartoon that I watched as when I was like in my teenage years, and it gave me a headache actually watching the show because all the colors and all the colors everywhere and stuff. Yeah. And yeah, this show was horrible. And luckily, Cartoon Network aired this a little. Aired this like I guess you could say the good thing about it is that Cartoon Network aired this so little that it didn't even matter. So I think it only had one season compared to Secret Mon for Awesome in general. Yeah. Because at least with Secret Mon for Awesome, I can at least watch it. I mean, the other the monster designs are ugly, but I can at least watch it without my eyes burning or my getting a headache. So Problem Solvers is awful. Playing Sheen. And yeah, I was disappointed when this came out. I mean, we get this instead of more Chibi Neutron, honestly. But you know what? I will say good things about this show. The CGI is actually pretty decent. Plus, the humor is actually so stupid it actually made me laugh sometimes. Especially with the chimp character, the chimpanzee character, and she mixed it, sticking him as a monkey and stuff. That's pretty funny. Other than that, I probably would have liked this show more if they at least added Jimmy as a character, or at least added more characters from the original Jimmy Neutron in the show. Because I don't know why they could have just added them here. Yeah. Other than that, I just wish I had more Jimmy Neutron instead, honestly. So, this is another dumb spin-off cartoon. I guess it falls into the it's so bad that it's good category. Because there are things I like in the show, at least. Compared to the other dumb shows on this list, at least. There were some more awful shows that came out that are more terrible than Playing Sheen, honestly. Go ahead, Martin DDS. And this is an obscure Nickelodeon cartoon. I guess it was a Nickelodeon. Or at least it was at Nick at Night, I think. And this show was terrible. Well, which is a shame because it's actually claymation cartoon. But unfortunately, the animation doesn't save the bad writing, honestly. Yeah. As soon as they introduced the dog with the giant anus, I was like, no, I hate this show. This is nasty. All the gross out humor. Yeah. I expect gross out humor from like a kids show, but the adult cartoon. I expect more quality from an adult cartoon in general. Yeah. I mean, it's animated claymations, so I'll give it that, but the writing was awful. I mean, I guess another good thing about this show is, yeah, I can't think of anything. I guess because I just like the claymation animation in general. That's probably it. I just wish the writing held up along with it. So I didn't remember that much things about this cartoon because it didn't last long either, and it was barely on Nickelodeon either. So yeah, it's kind of like a thing, but the cartoons on this list. My Partner's a Monkey. And yeah, I read it on this show in the past before, but it's not my least favorite cartoon, honestly. Because there are some creative aspects with this cartoon that I can appreciate compared to the other cartoons on this list or in general. For one, the animation is pretty decent, the voice acting is actually pretty good, and the concept of an all-animal school called Charles Darwin Middle School is pretty creative. But the problem is that it's wasted potential, honestly. They wasted it on just telling butt jokes with Jake all the time. Yeah, I just wish the show had better writing. It probably would have worked if it had better writing at least, or better jokes in general. Yeah, because regular show and Future Time had a lot of dumb humor in it as well, but it's not repulsive like the writing here. Yeah, and the dynamic with Adam and Jake probably would have worked better if the writing was better. Yeah, because mean spirited humor could actually work if it's actually funny. Characters being jerks has always been funny in cartoons. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. You can see the potential in this show. At least I see it. At least, but the writing was terrible, so yeah, it didn't hold up either. And it doesn't help that this show aired all the time as well. They aired too much, honestly. And yes, this cartoon is still bad. I mean, I see the potential in it, but it's still a bad cartoon in general. And my least favorite cartoon is Giant Test. Don't get me wrong, this cartoon isn't as bad as the other cartoons that I listed in this video, but I hate it more because it's the cartoon that disappoints me the most. The reason why this show disappoints me the most is because the way that it started. The show is actually decently animated. The animation was actually pretty good compared to the early seasons of Giant Test. And actually had quality it was actually a quality cartoon at one time. But as the years went on by, it migrated to Cartoon Network and it got horrible, like really horrible. I'm talking about like the budget and the animation, the quality of the show just jumped off a cliff. I'm talking about I'm not talking about early on in the show, like earlier seasons. I'm talking about like late stage Giant Test. Talking about like 2013, 2014 Giant Test, where the whip crack sound effect and the show was very loud and obnoxious. The characters were awful. The characters were questionable too at moments too. Also, Dookie's voice actor changed as well. Also drove me the wrong way too, because he actually had this voice actor at first, but that changed too. Also, the sisters' inventions became a lot more. Susan and Mary became a lot more flanderized. They just became these two nerd girls that were obsessed with Gil, and they're actually evil and creating like inventions to try to get him to crush on them. And Johnny was just obnoxious as well, even though he's a pretty decent character at first, at least early on, at least. And unlike other cartoons I mentioned in this video, at least Giant Test was at least a good cartoon at one time, which just makes me hate it. It makes me hate it even more. Because at least when Sycamore were awesome and Problem Solvers and Playing She and all those other shows, at least they were horrible at first, so I'm not left disappointed. This disappoints me the most. Luckily, there was a Giant Test reboot that came out, and I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know how good it is. Let me know in the comments on the Giant Test reboot if that's actually good, because I actually did hear good things about that show, honestly. Yeah, let's hope it fixed the things that were a problem in the original Giant Test. Yeah. So that's been my video on my list for a cartoon. So maybe I'll do a video on my favorite cartoon of all time too, and make a video on that too someday. And not I didn't say good things about every cartoon on this list, but at least say cartoons that at least had quality to them. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's it.